Hello and welcome to Scale War Machines. Time for another guide looking at popular modelling products. Here's what we'll be looking at this time. Military vehicles are covered in all kinds of markings and numbers. They're usually applied by model makers as decals. But there are other ways of doing this. Archer Fine Transfers of America manufactures hundreds of different types of markings for the inside and outside of your scale models. Their catalogue boasts hundreds of really useful references. They're predominantly known for their dry transfers, but they also make traditional decals via their AFT Decals range. We're going to look at how you use and apply their different types of markings. For dry transfers, there's a simple and easy technique. You need some scissors and a very sharp scalpel, some tweezers and low-tack tape, and an inexpensive burnishing tool like these cuticle pushers. Just take one end and round it down into a smooth point. Cut out the item or items you wish to use with the scissors. Then, if necessary, cut to shape using the scalpel. Tack it into place on the model using the tape. Next, carefully burnish the transfer with the cuticle pusher. By applying gentle pressure, you'll start to see the frosty carrier sheet change colour. Work your way around the edges and over the entire transfer. This will get the pressure activated adhesive to work. Carefully peel back the carrier sheet. If any part of the decal refuses to release, simply burnish again. You should be able to peel the carrier away, leaving your marking. If the surface isn't flat, as with Zimmerit, use a piece of foam sponge to push the transfer into place. If applying serial numbers or making up a series of numbers, simply use a post-it to mark a baseline and carefully make up your numbers, paying special attention to the alignment and spacing of the numbers or letters. Your marking is now ready to be sealed with varnish. For smaller items, like these kill marks and fire extinguisher labels, you use the wet medium paper, supplied inside some packs or available separately. Then carefully lay it over the wet medium paper. Using the burnishing tool, rub the dry transfer as before. The dry transfers are now solidly attached to the paper. It is coated with a release agent that will react with water, so from now on you treat it as a decal. Either place it in water for about 30 seconds or simply wet the back and leave. After a minute or so, the item will release, ready to be applied. Here's the finished item. This method won't work with more complex shapes and designs with any kind of spacing. It only works with solid objects or solid letters. Anytime there's stenciling or numerous different words, figures or letters as here, you need to use Archer decal paper. With the decal paper, you repeat exactly the same processes as before. Burnishing, followed by burnishing again with the backing sheet. Cutting to size, and soaking in water in the same way. But this time, all the design will be transferred as one decal. Use a brush to push the decal into place and adjust the final positioning. When it comes to using the Archer wet decals, just treat in the same way as any normal decal. First, it's a good idea to varnish or clear coat your model for the best results. Cut your decals to size and trim them as much as possible. Cut through the carrier film only at one edge, so it will release. Then soak in water. You need about 30 seconds. Using your tweezers or a brush, start to loosen the decal from its backing paper. Then apply to the model. Here we've used a decal setting solution to help soften the decals. They go over a coat of micro set and are then coated in micro sol. Once left to dry, you can seal with a varnish. Whatever the type of markings you want to apply, and by whichever means, there's always a solution to hand from the Archer range of products. So get started today. There's more videos on the website, and you can check out our Facebook, Google+, and Twitter communities. Bye for now.